So what do you want to do?
I
'Cause
remember like
do you want to just go
back
top
when
down?
this like came up.
Yeah.
We wanted to get into at some point to the dropped
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
We,
I don't know
we
if we'll be
should
able
go
to.
there at some point. We don't have
Yes.
to start with it.
I don't know if we'll be able to get to that today. I definitely do like
Alright.
just want to. I don't actually have like a whole lot to say about my dropped category. Maybe there might be like a couple shows that I want to like call out.
Okay.
Yeah, because I mean it's dropped for a reason a lot of the times. So one thing that we could do like is if you see something in my drops category, because you've seen quite a bit more anime than I have, then maybe you could be like, oh, you didn't give that one a good shot. Go back and try it again, right?
Okay.
Because I'm definitely open to,
Revisiting.
Yeah. Like there
Yeah.
was, Madoka Magica. It
Yeah, of
took
course.
me 3 tries before I finally got past like episode 3. And the reason why I went back to it again and again is because my friend kept telling me like, you're sleeping on the show, like you gotta just hold out, just keep going. And so
Yeah, I just recently watched Tsukigakure because it's up on your list.
yeah.
So yeah, I feel.
Wait, which one from my list?
Tsukigakure. Like, if I
Oh,
go to
right,
your
right.
anime list,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
just
yeah,
like
yeah.
look at stuff that it should be
Uh-huh.
somewhere.
That was a solid
Somewhere.
show.
Oh yeah, it's
We
like
talked
number
about that.
11.
We talked
That's
about that
list.
one, I think 2 episodes ago, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. That's
Yeah,
a
it's just a
solid
month
show.
ago though.
Really, really solid show. I like that
Yeah, I
one a
really
lot.
enjoyed it.
Nice. I'm glad. So then, what did you want to do? Did you just kind of just want to like go top down, sort it by score? Just go completed
I think
stuff.
sorted by score is like a good start.
Okay.
To
And
begin
then
with.
I don't think that we need to like talk about every single
No, of
show
course not.
on
We
the
just
list,
like
right?
browse through it and
Like if we
whatever
see
catches our
something,
eyes.
yeah, if we see something that's like, we gotta talk about this,
Yeah, we gotta talk about this.
Then I think that would probably be.
No, I'm not even joking. We gotta talk about this. Like the first one on the list.
The first one on the list. Yeah, this one.
Well,
when did I watch this? When did I watch this show, dude? I have to remember the headspace that I was in when I watched this show. This is 2017. This was 3 years ago. All right. So now, first of all, I will say that I strongly believe that this show is good. Now, if I'm looking back on it, 3 years later, I don't know if it's 10 out of 10 good, but so have you seen Kobayashi Sanshi no Maid Dragon?
It's like on my screen right now.
Yeah. I don't know.
I dropped it. I dropped it after 3 episodes.
Yeah, so I watched the whole thing. I think that the first couple episodes are not that strong.
Okay.
So what I liked about this show is that they go into the story for each one of the characters, at a decent level. It's not anything like too deep, but the bond that the main character girl, the dragon girl, has with Kobayashi is, it's there. They have a pretty strong friendship, and there's like a lot of struggles that Kobayashi goes through, like with her job and just like trying not to reveal that she has dragons living in her house. And so it's just like I don't know, it felt a little less on the fantasy side and a little bit more on the real side, even though there's like a dragon there. So
okay, no, I can see that.
Yeah, so I don't know, I'd have to watch the show again. I think it's worth watching all the way through, but I don't know, 3 years later I'm kind of like doubting whether or not it's 10 out of 10 worthy.
Okay.
Right. I do feel now. I will say that my 3 other 10 out of 10s I will endorse 100%.
Live and die for.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Like the only one that's like I know my take on Shirobako is different. Like I think Shirobako is probably like a masterpiece. Just like not for me. Like I know it's not for me.
Sure.
I feel like I can like appreciate every aspect of it. I think it's like perfectly made for people who want to see like the inner works of like anime making. It's just something that I never really bothered with. So like
I feel you.
it's not. I'm not ranking it the same, but I appreciate it. I think on somewhat the same level from like the technical standpoint.
I see.
Yeah.
It's
Also,
kind
I
of
wanted to say,
yeah.
hmm?
No, I was just gonna say
When
like
I rank something. Oh yeah, go for it.
it sorry, I was gonna say that
No,
Shirobako
go,
has
go.
that like documentary feel to it.
Mhm.
So you know, if you're just not in the mood for something like that, then it won't be up your alley.
No, I actually never like documentaries.
Yeah, there
I
you
can't
go.
recall any time that I ever like enjoyed them. So like that's
Yeah,
why I just straight up said
exactly.
like this show
Mm-hmm.
looks amazing. It's
Yeah.
wonderfully made, but it's
Mm-hmm.
just like not speaking to me.
I
It's
feel
like
you.
it's for someone else.
Yeah, I feel you.
Um yeah, and I want to say like when I rate something a 5, 5 is not bad. 5 is
Oh,
average.
oh,
Like
you know what? Let's talk
5
about
is
that
not a bad
actually.
thing.
Wait, Poser, let's talk
Okay.
about that actually. So,
About ratings?
yeah, about like how
Okay.
we rate things, why we rate it the way that we rate it. That would
Okay.
actually that probably makes more sense before we just dive into.
I guess that's true. 'Cause, like
Yeah,
how I rate things
yeah.
is like really important for me to like make sure
Okay,
people understand it.
okay.
Um, would you want me to go or?
Yeah. No, you go because you were just about to talk about how why 5 is not bad for you. So you go ahead and explain like your whole system.
Yeah, okay. So first of all, like the numbers, like I set them up to be like at a range of like 0.5 to 1.5. So
Mm-hmm.
like one would be, yeah, I'm not gonna stop. One would be 0.5 to 1.5, then 2 would be 1.5 to 2.5. Like I take like the range, like a 1 point range out of like the
Oh,
center.
yeah,
That's like the first thing.
yeah,
Just so like I can like be more flexible. The other
yeah.
thing is that um 5 is not like a bad rank. It's in the middle. Like I have a lot of good shows that I really enjoyed as a 5.
Okay,
But things could be 5 for different reasons. Like
sure.
something could have like a major flaw and be a 5, and like everything else could be very cool.
Yeah.
Something could be like, I mean, a decent, enjoyable watch, and I still think it's like very lackluster, so it would still be a 5 because like everything is very average about it.
Okay.
So like, um,
Yeah, like if you have an
okay,
example, you know, you could refer to your list and like, you know,
um,
choose an example.
I'm just gonna be random about it.
Sure,
So I'm
sure,
just
sure.
gonna like scroll. So
Oh, wow, I
yeah,
have to scroll for days when I go through your list.
yeah,
Dude,
it's quite the
your
same.
list is
Wait,
so long that it has to load when I scroll down there.
okay.
Oh
I
man,
got to
dude.
the 5 section because like I
Okay.
think most things they drop, like if I
Yeah.
look at most things they drop, they're like in the 5 area.
So now I
Yeah,
have a
5, 5, 5,
well, I have a
5, 5,
question.
5.
Okay, so hold on a second because I have a question for you. Um, do you rate everything that you drop?
Everything that I drop,
Yeah.
most of the time, yeah.
Okay, and so
I try to rate most. I'm trying to think. Okay,
what
Tamayomi. I
I'm
didn't rate
curious about,
Tamayomi
yeah.
for some reason, but it's like pretty new. Like I could
Well,
still rate it
because here's
like
the thing.
last year.
What this is what I'm really trying to ask is like, how come you rate a show that you didn't finish?
I'm rating my experience of the show.
Okay, but
Like
see, so
and it's true to like the show as well. Like the shows I did finish, or the shows I'm still watching. I usually still rate them for like the current time.
as
It's
you're
like
as you're watching it, you rate it.
yeah, I always update it as I watch it. If like something makes me feel different about it.
Oh, okay. So I'm different. I'll explain how, but let's just go with whatever you're pulling up here. Did you have like a specific 5 that you ranked that you wanted to just like call out like why it was just average or whatever? I mean, like, I guess the shows kind of speak for themselves, right? If they're not particularly
A
good.
lot of the time, but sometimes there's like very good, like specific good, like examples. I feel I'm just looking at it.
You
to-
well, look, I have a good one from your 5s. Like Sword Art Online,
Okay.
you gave a 5. A lot of people love Sword Art Online, so why don't you talk a little bit about how come it wasn't for you?
Wait, Sora Online. Oh yeah, the first season. Yeah, a lot of people go between like the 9 and the 1 for Sora Online.
Mm-hmm.
So Sora Online, like, animation was good. It was really good.
Yeah.
Music was pretty good.
Yeah.
Like I thought the music was pretty good there. Then we have like the premise, like the
Mhm.
setup. I thought was very interesting. Like at the time, like it wasn't like super like investigated. It like kind of started the wave,
Yeah.
like the new wave, because like at the end of like the 90s and early 2000, actually, like these kind of like isekai, like I don't think you call them isekai, but like they existed. There's like the Hacks series.
Yeah,
there's all sorts of like.
Yeah, no, keep going.
Yeah, so it was already a trend, but Sword Art made it like a new trend, like the new wave of it.
I hadn't thought about that. You're right.
So all of this was like okay. Then like I thought characters were like insulting, and story progression was like terrible. Also the pacing.
That's true.
And yeah, everything else was like kind of a fail. So we have like a pretty good like half of it, and then like the other half. I kept watching it. I'm just gonna be honest. I kept watching it because it was popular.
Yeah.
And I wanted to make sure I can like speak about it
Talk
in case
about
like it comes up in conversation.
Yeah.
And yeah, I finished it and I watched other seasons as well.
Oh, you did watch the other seasons? Because that's actually one thing I was gonna ask you. Like, if you drop the first season, do you watch the second season, third season, whatever?
Usually, as long as I enjoy watching something, for whatever reason I enjoy it, I just keep watching.
Okay.
Like, my best example every time is like Game of Thrones. I didn't really like the show, but I watched it because it was really fun to talk about it.
Yeah. I feel you.
So I just, as long as I have fun with something, I watch it. I recently dropped One Piece because I stopped enjoying it. After like 13 or 14 years. Like I haven't watched an episode in like 2 months, I think.
Yeah. So I dropped One Piece, I don't know, a couple years ago. But the thing is that like I know I'm gonna go back to One Piece once the dude says it's done. Like this is the last chapter. I'm gonna just binge the hell out of One Piece. You know?
Could be. I can see that.
Because I want to know. Like I want to know what the ending is like. But yeah, for now I'm not keeping up with One Piece anymore either. So for Sword Art Online though, a lot of people that I've talked to have the same opinion as you do, which is like the first half was, you know, it was fun to watch, but then the second half was just not really there. Like there was a lot missing. The pacing sucked. The characters weren't great. You know, a lot of things, right? And same thing with the seasons that came after it. I think the second season they were in some other like MMO or whatever, and that was just it was kind of Gun Gale, and it was just
the second season was actually the fairy one.
Sorry, my bad, you're right, fairy one, and then Gun Gale.
I brought it there.
And then Gun Gale was after that, right?
Yeah.
And then Alicization was the last one, and each season from what I've seen, like the first half is like kind of good, and then the second half is just, I don't know, it just sucks.
Yeah, because like the idea behind it is like it's it's a clickbait show basically, because like
I see what you're saying.
They just kind of want to, and that's like Utsu is not gonna like when I'm gonna say it, but I feel like a lot of like the current isekais, or like what I should say is like the current visual novel adaptations are like that, because that's how they sell visual novels. It's just like it's according to the market of visual novels at the time. Like you just need people to get into it for like the short ride, then like they move into a different story a lot of time in the magazines they publish it on. Because they change a lot of writers there. So they basically need like new gimmicks to come up in their magazines, and then like they change very fast. So that's why I call them like clickbait shows.
You know what, that I think that just happens anytime there's a new trend, right? So like when isekai got popular, we talked about a little bit about this like a long time ago. I don't think it wasn't on stream though. I think it was like off stream, we were just chatting, but it was about how like a lot of these really bad animes get made because they're riding the trend. So like for example, there's that one isekai about some dude who like brings his smartphone to the other world, and that's like literally the entire plot. Like he just has his smartphone with him or something dumb like that. That's what it's called. So, and that one was bad. Like I don't know anybody that liked that one.
Nobody can defend that one.
Nobody can defend that one, you know. But that's just an example of all of the different like really trashy shows that get made because, you know, like they're just riding the trend. and it's clickbait. It's clickbait is what it is. There was another clickbait one which I think was actually kind of decent. I didn't watch it myself, but it was something like my mom came with me to the other world.
I watched it.
How was that one? I didn't watch that.
It was. So basically, the thing is, with these kind of trends, that the moment they get meta, like that show was basically like his mom was being OP and was disrupting his harem. That was like the catch of the show. So like for the first 4 episodes, it was kind of funny. Then I realized it's just gonna repeat itself for like I don't know, 6 or 7 more episodes.
I see. Okay, so I guess were you kind of like done with your whole like this is why I rate stuff the way I rate it thing?
Yeah, generally like that's my approach to it.
Okay, so I mean I could talk a little bit about mine, and then if we have anything else like specific that we can call out here. So I try my best not to give shows a 10 out of 10 as like a knee-jerk reaction. So for me, the 10 out of 10 is, you know, supposed to represent like one of the best shows I've ever seen, right? Which is why I'm like doubting myself on Maid Dragon now. Because but I really do stand behind my other 10 out of 10s. Shirobako, Ping Pong, Full Metal Alchemist, all just super solid shows.
I'm looking at my own now.
Yeah. I'll look at yours too, but all of my 10 out of 10s are super solid in terms of every I look at it from every aspect. You know, characters, plot, also things like the animation quality, and the other details like the opening, the ending, the music, you know, the camera direction, like cinematography, like that kind of stuff, you know. Like I look at it from voice acting, you know, like everything, right? So and I think I'm a little like reserved with my 10 out of 10s. Like I try to, like when I feel like a show is awesome, I try to think about it for a while. Like I give myself a few days and I'm like, okay, like why is this show deserving of this score, right? Because like otherwise I could just give it a 9, like, you know, if it's missing that like something, right? So a lot of people will like look at my 9s and they'll be like, those probably are 10s. And for me, the 9 is usually like if I'm not sure, right? If I am like on the divider between that 10 out of 10, you know, like basically a perfect show, and you know it's just missing that like one thing that I don't know. Sometimes I can't even define like what it is that it's not doing for me. So like a lot of the classics are in my 9s, and maybe it's because like I just don't you know, I love some of these classics, you know, like Neo Genesis Evangelion, Samurai Champloo. What else is considered a classic these days? Like I don't know, but shows along these lines, right? That came out a long time ago and have become really, really popular over the years. You know, I think that they're super, super good, and for whatever reason it's just like maybe it was missing that one thing that I didn't see in it at the time that I rated it. That's why I give shows 9. Other than that, I don't really have like a whole lot to say about 8, 7, 6, 5. You know, it's just like based off of feeling.
Would 5 is bad?
No, actually, no, I wouldn't say 5 is bad actually. So let's see. Let me take a look at some of the 5s that I've given out. And like for example, like Keijo is the perfect example. I gave it a 5, but like we've talked about Keijo a lot before, and we both agree that it's, you know, like kind of unique in its category, and it's not a bad show. And I think I gave it a 5 mostly because like it was really wacky, and like the story didn't really go anywhere. Like they had a thing where they were battling against other schools, and it was just very generic in the sense that, you know, we were taking a sports anime, and the only like huge twist on it was that this sport had never been heard of before, like to us, like it's just a, you know, unique sport. But otherwise they were just doing like the normal shonen type of thing where they're like battling other schools and that kind of thing. So, and also the animation was okay, but I felt like there was, you know, it needed more polish. And And so I gave it a 5 because I thought, you know what, I liked the show. I felt like it was good, but not something that I would highly recommend to other people. So that's where I stand there.
I just realized I haven't looked for your Mao deeply ever till today.
Yes. Honestly, I should have given Gangster a 1.
What? Sorry?
No, I'm just looking at Gangsta, and you know,
I think Gangsta was.
It was
okay.
bad.
I don't think it was a 1.
Look, I'm gonna say why it was bad because it
Okay,
ended. It ended.
I have some hot takes burning inside me.
It ended on such a dumb place. Like it was literally.
Oh wait, that's because
the last episode
bankrupted.
But
right?
that's what I'm talking about. Like the last episode, it just fizzled out. It was there was nothing. There was nothing to close out the season.
Globe literally bankrupted themselves making this show. Then they just had it was supposed to have another core, and they just like ran out of money and they got shut down.
All right, I can't blame them for that.
I guess
I can't blame them for that. And maybe I should give them some sympathy points, but that's why I dropped it down to a 3.
Okay, I give it a 5. I didn't give it like a high rating or anything. Okay. Right before that, so I forgot to actually mention that. So yeah, 5 is like in the middle. In that case, a lot of shows at 5 and 6, they could be like okay. Like most shows I watch are around the 6. Actually, I think that's where I have most of my ratings.
Yeah.
And now it's time to roast each other's mouths.
All right.
I feel like actually starting with the top might have been a mistake. Because I'm seeing some things here. So I'm gonna start like at the end of your 5. Like so, I see some normal stuff here. Okay, I disagree in Keijo, but like you have your pointers, and that's like okay, And then we got like Sakurasa-san, which was a 5 to a 4 even. We have Kabaneri, which I rate a 5 as well. Gakugurashi, which was like 1 good episode, and the rest were uninteresting.
Oh yeah.
Then we have Sankyo no Terror. Let me bring it up. On my thing.
I remember why I didn't like the show, but go ahead.
Yes, I know. I need you to explain it.
Okay. Oh, you want me to explain right now why I didn't like the show?
It's time. We need to go to war on this show. I have actually there's ones here that bother me more, but we're gonna start with Sankyo no Terror.
Okay, so the reason why I didn't like this show is because it was, let's see, which character was it that I hated? I think it was Lisa. It was one of the girl characters that I thought, no, sorry, it was 5. I hated 5 because I thought that a lot of the characters, not just 5, but other characters in this show were just really angsty for no good reason. Because they didn't explain it. Like a lot of if they were going through some kind of crap that made them like weird, then I didn't understand it, I guess. Because I remember like,
if you're saying that, I'm sure you didn't understand it then. Because like I can give it to you right now.
Sure, tell me.
Like the catch there was that they were dying because they were experimented on.
Did they explain that in the show?
Yeah, it was there.
Okay.
They're actually like they had like they're very aware of how little time they have to make their point, and they decided to make like to dedicate like the rest of their unknown like time limit like to their like mission to like make that point. And yeah, that's basically why they're like they're moving on edge a lot of the time. They're like very erratic between like emotions as well.
Yeah,
why, like,
I mean, like I can yeah, I guess that makes sense. I don't know. I just felt like the entire plot was a little contrived, like what they were doing. So yeah, like I don't know. You can go ahead and like tell me why you thought the show was good then.
Perfect music and animation, like 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10. That's like the start. Then, in my opinion, like the games they had, like, okay, first of all, like the characters, we had like the 2 main characters, which, like, considering they were supposed to be like not giving off a lot about them. I felt like they could characterize them like very fast, very easily, just like based on like their like display on screen, like without even text. Like if you look at how they move on screen, like when they even have their masks, you can very easily like characterize them. Like I can like if we go later and watch an episode, I can show it to you like on screen.
Sure.
You have like the detective, which is an amazing character, like a
Yes.
washed up detective kind of
Agree.
brought up
100%
very well on
agree.
screen. And then like there was the other major character is basically like their nemesis, the girl that was also like experimented on, like them, but she's used for the police. And like at the beginning, I just didn't like her because she didn't make sense. But
Yeah.
that's at least what I thought. And like 2 episodes later, when you start like investigating that character, you realize she actually has like very clear motivations, that like that's how she gave herself meaning to her life. And that was like just showing like how people can grow in different ways, even if you start from the same place. It showed that really well. Then you have like the girl, which is like she's either like the main character or like she's like the point of view. She's like this storyteller, and how she's like she's experiencing like a very wide array of emotions throughout the show, because she's like afraid of them, she wants to join them, help them. And I felt like she was like a very well developed character as well, like her like kind of journey through becoming like this little girl that was just kind of lost into somebody who knows what's important to her in life, as far as like morals and views, is like I felt that was like perfectly well made. The show had 3 scenes. Like usually for something to become like an amazing show for me, it has to have like extremely memorable scenes that are like perfectly executed. Like that's like at the era of 9 and 10. Like for somebody to be like there, like it would have to have some kind of memorable something. And I would say like I won't spoil the ending, but for the 4th episode, if I remember correctly, so we got like there's a scene where 9, I think, takes the girl on a ride to shore the town, and he talks about like they like talk about how they were like doing these terrorism acts and like why they're doing them, and kind of like and then he shows her like the beauty he sees in the world, in very like in contrast to what like his friend was saying, like how everything is like very doomy and like there's not much hope for this city. And that scene, if you just like pop it up later, it's just like,
yeah, I'll see if I can edit that in. I don't know if I play it now.
I don't know if you're. I don't know if yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Because I tried that last time. I tried that last time, and the video got flagged. So I'll see if I can edit it in after.
Okay.
But I know what scene you're talking about. I do remember that, and I kind of agree that I did like the girl in this show, but I think also that maybe it was a little short for me at 11 episodes.
Could be. I felt like much like not on the same level of Ping Pong, but much like how Ping Pong did it. I felt like they did a lot in 11 episodes. Not even close in scale, but in idea, like I felt like they did a lot of things there.
Maybe
like,
I need to rewatch the show then, because like this came out a long time ago. You know something? This show actually came out when I was just starting to watch anime. So I think that my opinion of it will probably be different now, 6 years, having watched anime consistently for 6 years, as opposed to this being like one of the first anime that I saw. Right?
2013, long time ago. Feels bad, man. Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
7 years later.
This was 7 years ago when I had basically never watched anime before. So, like, I think that I ought to give this one another shot, because obviously, you're really passionate about it.
Akino Terror is our first watch party, okay?
All right.
We're doing this.
I'm down.
This happens. Okay. Now we got like something like One Punch Man season 2. Personally, the superior season, in my opinion.
Well, now, okay, now hold on. I want you to justify why because
I'm just gonna go for it.
because I know why I didn't like One Punch Man season 2.
Okay, there's one thing in One Punch Man season 2
Okay.
that is inferior technically to One Punch Man season 1. There's only one thing actually, and it's animation.
Okay.
It's the only thing, really.
All right.
And I'm gonna like explain why that is good now. Okay. Good, not okay. It's good. So what is One Punch Man? Like, if you'd have to describe it real quick, what would you say?
Well, let's see. It's a superhero comedy / parody.
Parody, good.
How else to describe it? Because the thing is that Saitama is what is known as an iconic character, meaning that like he doesn't really like change all that much across the 2 seasons. He's very much the same person, and I think part of that has to do with the fact that he is insanely strong, like probably the strongest person in the One Punch Man universe.
Strongest being, even, probably.
Right. So what I liked about the first season, if I can just give my opinion real quick, is that because he is the strongest in season 1, there's a lot of jokes that revolve around Saitama, and I thought that it worked really well. And then in season 2, Saitama was in a lot of ways not the main character, and I was okay with that, but I just thought that the show was not strong because of it.
Okay. So season 1, very focused on Saitama. I agree. He was like featured in every episode in a main character kind of feeling. Saitama is basically like if you take like a real shonen, like a One Piece or whatever, Dragon Ball, he would be like the hero at the end of it. Like, he's done. He is the OP. He is like the strongest one. He won the universe. Whatever. He's like, he won. Okay?
Yeah.
What the thing that's funny about One Punch Man is how absurdly strong he is. Not how everything else is just like kind of mute in his in front of him.
Yeah.
Season 2, okay, is basically us following a real protagonist, possible protagonist.
Yeah.
And basically what happens is we actually get like characters who are interesting. And,
that's true.
And he's just like King, who's like extremely interesting.
I was gonna say
that. I forgot now the name of like the anti-hero.
Tatsumaki's sister.
We get like actual.
Tatsumaki's sister, whatever.
No, he's like the supposed villain, the guy who like kills heroes.
Oh, right.
I forgot his name now, but like we get like interesting characters. We get character development for them as well, for all of them. We get meaningful like fights instead of like the joking fights.
Yeah.
And we still get like the Saitama perspective on a lot of it, which keeps it in like the comedy and like parody area. The thing I think makes like it better, beside like the fact that we actually get like character and like story in that one. Like the first season didn't have any story or like character development. It was just like throwing characters with gimmicks on us and making like funny situations. So the second season, the thing that was so cool about it is that like when we did follow Saitama, like his like kind of depression was like the reason for the funny instead of like just like the absurdity of like how strong he is, which I thought was so much better. Like just like if you look at like the tournament or like his like saga with King, the fact that was like the moment he understands that he just like created a superhero that everybody loves and appreciates, but nobody recognizes him, is like such a it's a hilarious and absurd moment, and it's also funny because he realizes like this dude's just like he beats me in video games and I could like destroy him in real life, but everybody takes him as like the one of the number one strongest human. So that was great. then we have the animation. So the animation in season 1 is some of the most like amazing animation,
Yeah.
like in action ever. Thing is, it always struck me as strange, where like a show that's supposed to like, yeah, so the thing about him was supposed to like kind of make fun of like how strong he is, and I feel like in season 2, there's like one scene I really remember it from. In like the tournament, people
Yeah.
made fun of like in the tournament the animation was like
It wasn't that
it was
great.
really like low budget. It wasn't
Yeah.
that good.
It wasn't that
But
great, no.
I thought it made it even funnier when like instead of like making like insane like movement and like muscle flexes where he punches him, instead like what just happened there, he was just like some things were thrown at him, he just kind of like randomly dodged them, then he did like a weird punch thing and just like punched him like to outer space.
Thank you for the follow.
And I feel like that captures like the one punch man thing way better than like the huge madhouse like production value, which is cool. It's like action wise it's cooler, but comedy wise I thought it wasn't like like just try to call back to like old like madhouse like action scenes in One Punch Man. None of them was that funny. They were just like very good. And the idea is to make fun of like how strong, like the absurdity of like how strong like the protagonist is at that point. For the world he lives in.
That's true. That's true.
Thanks for following, Fat Fingers.
So
welcome to the stream.
You know, along that point, right, where you're saying how like the animation kind of adds to the funny in a way, right? I have two things to say about that. One is that One Punch Man comes from a webcomic with a really bad, you know,
animation
and anime, or it's not even animation, it's just drawing. Right? It's really, really bad. But it's, I think that's probably what made it funny in the first place.
True.
Right?
I agree.
Okay, so there's that I agree on as well. And then also, you know, the bad animation can sometimes add to the funny. And one example that came to mind while you were talking was Konosuba. So a lot of people hate on Konosuba because you know, the characters are supposedly not on model, like they don't look like the characters from the promotional art, but it just adds to the comedy of a lot of the scenes throughout season 1, season 2. You know, I don't know, like when you were talking about King and Saitama and their relationship and that kind of thing, and I had to like agree there for sure. Like I think that a lot of the characters in season 2 are much more interesting and deep than the way that things worked out in season 1. But at the same time, like I'm actually not really sure why I didn't enjoy this one even like half as much as I liked season 1, because I really liked season 1 a lot, and I don't think it was just because of the animation, because like you said, the animation season 1 was amazing, but you know, animation alone is not something that will make me score something low, because like you know, Ping Pong is kind of wacky, and obviously I love that show, so I don't know. Maybe I need to rewatch
like,
this one too.
All I know is that like around One Punch Man season 2, like the internet had a wave of negativity towards it, and a lot of people I talked about like this show with happened to say like kind of what you said. Like I don't really remember what I didn't like about it so much, and maybe I just need to revisit it, because like on like second like revision, a lot of people just told me, oh, actually it was actually kind of like, even if they didn't like make it suddenly like back to an 8 or a 9, they would say like actually it was like a 7 or something.
You know, I think I was a little harsh on it. Could probably bump it, you know, if I rewatched it, which a lot of these shows that I, you know, maybe we're not in sync on, I think I watched them like really, really early on in my watching career, in my anime career. Yeah, no, but some of them I just have, some of them I just have bad takes on. I will admit that I just have some bad takes on some of these shows. But did you want to talk about yours, or are we done roasting my shows yet?
We're almost done.
We're almost done.
I brought up on my list one of my favorite shows of all time.
All right.
And here, I'm not gonna spoil anything about this show. It's called Shinsekai Yori. from the new world. And I need to hear your case, and then I can do the objection thing.
You know,
it's here on the floor.
Yeah, I have to think about this.
You gotta say for yourself.
I have to think about this one. This was so when I watched this show, it was again really early on, probably like 7 years ago. I don't know if maybe the animation just I wasn't feeling it, if I wasn't feeling the characters. The story was interesting. I liked, you know, a lot of the mystery around these powers that the characters had. I think also I maybe just didn't understand the plot to a certain degree, because they were trying to be like very in your face with the weirdness of their society and how dark they treated.
You finished the show, right?
I did finish the show, but you know, they were just trying to be very in your face with like, oh, you know, it's just like very, very dark, and like a lot of these characters, you know, they're put in these situations, and everybody that comes of age with these powers is like, you know, we don't know what's happening to them and that kind of thing, and there's a lot of mystery revolved around that. So yeah, you know what? I think when I watched the show, maybe I just didn't understand it that well.
Hey, with that, like, I don't even need to defend it. It's just like put on the party watch list.
Yeah,
right?
You know what? I'm down to rewatch the show, Poser.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna watch it 10 together, okay? It's gonna happen.
Yeah, no, I'm down to do that. That sounds good to me. Rewatch the show. Yeah, Chi. We're talking about rewatching Shinsekai
Liran
Yori.
is like, I know somewhere inside Liran is exploding because me and him really love this show.
So now,
very good reasons.
When I watched this show because someone, one of my other friends who likes anime, loves this show, and he recommended it to me. And I actually didn't make it past like the first episode because I just told him I didn't like. I don't know why, because this was like I said, you know, years and years ago. I told him I just didn't like the first episode, and I didn't want to keep watching it. But he told me, no, you gotta finish it, and I was like, all right, fine, I'll finish it. Maybe that was part of it. Like he didn't force me.
Maybe you were not.
I wasn't in the mood. I wasn't in the mood.
Initially in the mood.
Yeah, I think I just wasn't initially into it, right? And so then
I would say this show requires your interest in it. Like the pacing in the beginning is a bit slow, but it builds up on something. Like it wants to build something good.
You know, maybe that's
whatever.
Yeah, maybe that's part of it, dude. Because like I remember that after the first episode, I told my friend, I was like, I'm not really feeling this. Like I don't really want to keep watching it. And he like kind of made me like keep going, and I was just like, oh man, you know, like I'm not really feeling it the whole way. So like, but like I told you earlier with Madoka Magica, it took me 3 tries before I finished that one, and I thought it was great. So you know, it could be the same thing with this show, and I like want to go back and give it a fair shot.
It deserves the shot.
Yeah, I'm down.
Hey,
down for a Discord watch party? Yo, that sounds so much fun, Cheat.
If you want.
Heck yeah, dude.
I want to save school days if we have the time. It's not a show I'm defending. It's a show I'm interested in the two of.
Okay, so you want to talk about school days? Because you know what's funny is I rated it really, really low, but I actually liked the show. I actually liked the show.
Wait, let me find it.
Yeah, Chi, I'm down. Usually give
Yeah,
shows 4 to 5 episodes before I give up on it. You know, Cheat, I give up on shows. Well, so I just want to comment on something real fast about my drop list, because since there's so many shows out there and I have so little time to watch things, if I don't like a show after 1 episode, I normally stop. So a lot of times, like, you know, other people might give it 3 episodes or 4 to 5 episodes, but like I normally just go for the stuff that catches my attention from the first episode. So I think that's why I have like a lot of things here in the drop list that, you know, we may or may not go over at some point in the future.
Yeah, that's fine though.
Yeah,
That just happens.
definitely not for
We got
today
less
because we have 10-ish minutes, maybe 15-ish minutes before probably start wrapping up.
time.
But yeah, for school days, I mean, there aren't really any like huge spoilers because I think the ending is kind of a meme at this point.
Yeah, and whatever spoilers for school days, nobody cares.
Yeah,
Okay, it's been a long time.
it's been a
Should've
long
watched it.
time, and the thing is that like what compelled me to watch this show all the way to the end was that the main character was just one of the like disgusting, he's like a disgusting human, all the
Yeah.
crap that he does to the other girls at this school is just, I could see from the very beginning that he was such a huge asshole. I was like, what is going to happen? Because it's like a ticking time bomb where that all of this crap that he's putting everybody through is gonna explode on him, right? And so that's why I finished the show, not because it was necessarily like interesting or good, but because like I needed to know how all of this was gonna explode on him. And then in the finale, it came together in such a way that I didn't even expect it, because I went into school days not knowing how the end was gonna happen. And then I was actually kind of like surprised in a very like, this paid off. Like how many episodes is this? 12, right? So I was like, okay, my suffering of watching 1 through 11, which I thought were kind of crap, paid off in episode 12. And I was just like, okay, this is the end. I feel good about it.
So like my only defense to school days, I rated it a 6. Which is again just like it's a bit above average, I guess.
Sure.
Like a 6 could be 5.5 to 6.5.
I can see that. I can see that.
So like, school days is the most realistic.
It is,
and I'll explain what I mean by it in a moment.
Yeah,
like,
go ahead.
Harem anime, ever. Because guys, like from the guy standpoint, like if a guy would be in a harem, most of them, I'm sorry, us, our gender sucks, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is normal. He's a normal dude. He's an actual
100%
run-of-the-mill average dude.
Exactly.
And he realizes all these girls are on him, and he's like, oh fuck, I'm gonna go for it.
Nice
like,
boat.
I'm just gonna like try and do like whatever I feel at every given moment. I'm just gonna like, they're like whatever's going on in this girl's heads. I don't care. Doesn't matter. And it was just like, wow, this is actually like the first time, and I watched so many harem animes.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh fuck, this is pretty realistic.
It is.
And the thing with the ending is that we don't expect harem animes to actually consider how the girls feel that much. Like their feelings are only for like their arcs. And like outside of their arcs, they don't exist.
Exactly. And also, a lot of these girls were really struggling like with their mental health.
Yeah.
Like specifically, which there were, well, I guess all of them to one level or another were kind of messed up. But who is it? Sekai? I think she's the one who was like extremely messed up. Yeah. So, anyways, I agree with you on all the other points. Though it feels realistic in the sense that this is the kind of shit that would go down if you were some kind of sleazeball guy. It's just typical, like
messing with these kind of like messed up girls.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, like you said, like if a dude was put into this position where he has all these guys on him, like I don't know, maybe you'd act the same way. You don't know, right? Like it's kind of hard to tell because like we have to keep in mind that these kids are in high school. He's like what, 15 or something? When I was 15,
I think they're like 16 or something.
Yeah. Like when you're 16, you're gonna do all kinds of dumb stuff,
Yeah.
Yeah, Cheat. What show are you talking about, Cheat? You're supposed to watch
I think,
which show?
Like the whole school days is like a 1 or a 10 is like a really weird for me all the time. I don't get why people think this show is so bad or so good.
I have a thing to say about why I rated it this low, because I do actually remember specifically why I rated it so low. It's because I was doing my rating with my friend on Discord, and and we were just memeing about how bad it was, and then I just like, okay, this is a shit show. Boom, slap a 2 on it.
Okay.
Yeah, but I, like I said, like I have all these justifications that are pretty much in line with what you were saying. You know, about the realism or whatever, and so.
Okay.
Yeah, School
That's
Days.
the last show I think I want to point out.
School Days is a
on
ride.
stream for you.
It's
Yeah, like how do you feel about my list?
You could definitely get something out of watching it. Yeah, let me check out yours. So I have
a lot of things on the 10, I know, but a lot of them are like the same series, kind of.
I think that's perfectly fine. So like I was saying at the beginning of the stream, a lot of my 9s could easily be 10s. So I actually like really agree with all your 10s. Like, well, at least all the ones that I'm looking at right now, that I've also watched. So Cowboy Bebop, Neon Genesis Evangelion, Samurai Champloo. These are all great shows. I do regret not finishing Mushishi because I loved it. And I watched a fair amount of Mushishi, but it was kind of a long show, if I remember right. And I didn't fit 26
episodes. Not as long as you think it is. It's just very slow.
Yes, it is slow, but I liked it, and I just, for whatever reason, didn't finish it. I will go back to it at some point. Ergo Proxy, it's been on my plan to watch list for a long time. Okay, so NHK no Yokoso, I can see why this is a 10. I rated it. I did not rate it well, and the reason why is because I wasn't in the right headspace to watch this show. I was going through some.
It caught me in the perfect timing.
It caught you in the perfect timing, and I know for a fact that when I watched the show, I just wasn't in the right place. Because there's a lot of like mental health shit that they're going through, and the ending is like wild, and so I just I needed to be in a better. I was going through some shit when I was watching this show. Right.
Same, but for me it was like really helpful.
Yeah, so for me, like it kind of has like that's why I'm so bad with games like Doki Doki Literature Club, because like like these kind of like psychological things, like I have a hard time handling them. So that's why I rated the show low, but I know why other people really love the show, and I can acknowledge that. Baccano, I recently watched that. I should have probably rated it like a 9. I don't know if I gave it a 9, but it was a great show. I did like that one. But I mean, like honestly,
like something I will say about 10s.
Yeah.
For me, like 10s are usually shows, in my opinion, that have more obvious flaws than 9s. It's something that's kind of hard for me to explain.
No, that's interesting.
Just like how I feel like for something to be perfect.
Yeah.
It has to give up some things. So like how Bebop kind of gives up on giving like a very detailed, thorough story to develop the characters more.
Yes.
So that kind of thing. It's like the story in Bebop is like it's not good. It's just like very basic. But it's because we need like the space to work with the characters.
So now hold on, because I want to talk just a little bit about that. Because Bebop is what's known as an episodical. In other words, a lot of the episodes are very loosely tied together with the same characters and the same setting. But
I'm only talking about the story episodes though, like the non
okay. You mean like the last like what 5 episodes or so where Spike is gonna
4 episodes, episode 13, 14, and episode 5 and 6.
Okay. I can see that. Yeah, I can see that. I personally really enjoyed those shows. I thought that that there was there was something lacking that was not really tying it together well, but it was good. Yeah. I don't really have like a whole lot to comment on some of these classics, just cause like they're really solid for the time that they came out in. It's just asking which show we're talking about. Cowboy Bebop. So yeah, I did not see what's it called when Anya streamed Doki Doki Literature Club. Cheats asking about it in my chat, but I had to skip over that live stream because I was like, I can't do Doki Doki all the time. What is it? Mushishi is not a show you want to watch in a binge. You know something? I probably would have really loved the heck out of Mushishi if I had watched it as it was airing.
Oh, I did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I was lucky.
That's
not lucky. I just watch everything really, but like
yeah.
But yeah, I watched it. I feel lucky to have watched it when it was airing.
Oh,
the sentiment.
yeah.
Because like I could give every episode like a week and just like kind of sit on it. It was like it felt really good to just kind of process.
But that's one of the things that I like about watching seasonal shows as they air, because then you have time to discuss things on an episode per episode basis. But I haven't really gone to like Reddit lately to discuss things. I think it's because people like were spoiling stuff a lot on Reddit, and so
Reddit is dangerous.
It's dangerous. So actually, now I remember. So I used to be on Reddit all the time to discuss shows as they came out, but specifically because they would spoil so much for mysteries that I was just like, I can't do this anymore. And I think that there was like a couple seasons in a row where there were a lot of mystery shows that I was really into, and I was like, okay, I guess I'm just not going to use Reddit this season, So that was me. I don't think I finished Tsukimonogatari. Well, these are your 10s. Like I don't really have just casually browsing through your 10s. These are all solid shows. I know these are good shows. Like maybe if there's one that
if something just like pops in your mind,
yeah,
I'm just, what is this doing here?
I'm just scrolling through it. So the one thing I will say about Gintama is that I have tried to start Gintama several times, and I haven't been able to
guide. I made a guide on how to.
You made a guide. Well, you got to send me the guide. You got to send me the guide.
Yeah, and like what episodes you can skip in the beginning, because like
it's hard.
Like major part of the first 50 episodes are what you call hot garbage, where they were just like finding themselves in like their comedy sense.
That's funny, dude. So, because here's the thing. Like, when I have seen a bunch of Gintama clips online, and they're hilarious to me. So I know that this show can be extremely funny, but when I was trying to start it from episode 1, I couldn't do it. I couldn't get into it.
And also,
episodic shows are great that way.
Your show starts with a filler episode because you're forced to do like a.
Oh, is that what that was about?
They were forced to do like a how do you call it, a pilot?
Oh.
That's not like the beginning of the manga as well.
I see.
They just like had to write it for television. They were forced to do it.
Yeah.
And it's like a big sad to like confuse all the audience by starting the show with like a huge cast nobody knows.
I think maybe that's why I couldn't get into it, because I remember watching episode 1 and I was like, what is this? And of course, like knowing that it's just like a really long show, I was just like, I might as well just like put it on the shelf and come back later. Magical banana.
Yeah. Gintama, shout out to new Gintama movie coming out, like for like last Gintama movie, I should be saying. Like the show is ending. Show is over. The manga already finished and the movie is ready. It's coming out this month. And yeah, I'm really excited to end this long journey of 13 years, or 14 by now.
Well, okay, so I'm looking through your list, and I didn't really have a very high opinion of Nisekoi. I don't know how well you remember this show. It came out a while ago.
No, I remember Nisekoi.
Yeah, dude, you have Poser, you have a really good memory about like just shows in general. Like, like if I haven't seen a show within the past like year, right? If I haven't seen a show in a while, like I gotta go back and rewatch it.
So, Nisekoi, do we need to open it? Like
I gave it a 7. I remember I liked it.
I actually, because like this 9 is like 8.6 or 8.7.
I actually loved the manga, because I finished the manga.
Oh, you finished the manga?
I finished the manga because the manga is done. So, and I'll just say that, maybe Best Girl comes out on top, maybe she doesn't. And who Best Girl is, we'll leave for a later episode. But, yeah. I mean, if you don't really have anything to say on it, then that's all good.
Wait, who's your best girl?
No. We're not getting into that right now. We're already at the 1 hour mark. Poser. Shit. It's funny.
Okay.
All right. If you don't have anything else, I'll keep going.
I'm just like, wow. I only know the manga is super long, and I never got into reading it. But I was like really interested in how this like keeps going. I thought Shaft did an amazing job at taking something so mundane as Nisekoi
Yeah,
and making it interesting.
it was interesting. It was interesting. For sure. My goodness, you have so many shows on this list. Well, what time am I gonna get all the way out to the bottom? I'm just gonna scroll for days.
You can like jump to the bottom, same way I did.
I'll jump to the bottom. Oh wait, how do you jump to the bottom? If I just like
you just like grab the scrolling thing and you just like
scroll.
mash it downwards.
Okay, I'm gonna mash it downward. Like... You've probably watched like 3 times the amount of anime that I have.
I don't even have like everything on this list.
Holy cow, really? All right, let's. Okay, so I'm kind of interested why you gave Mayoika a 1, because I thought that there was something there. I didn't think it was quite 1 worthy.
So I thought, did you finish Mayoika?
Randy, how's it going? How you been? I did finish Mayoika. Yeah, but go ahead and give me your hot take on it.
Oof. Okay, Mayoika.
Wait, a recent episode of Dragon is Kekkai Sensen?
So
I'll have to check that out.
As I said before, like the rating is correlated to my experience with something. So
yeah. Same for me.
Mayoika had like, if you remember, the first 3 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Was right before the opening song. They were all on the bus. Mayoika is like a trip and like a bunch of people.
Yeah,
get on
I remember
a bus.
them. I remember them being on the bus.
And like I'm just telling it for people who watch. Like they were getting on a bus and they were going to like a trip. They get lost. Okay, Lost Village, Mayoika. And on the bus they introduce every single character in a very unique way. Yep. And they introduce like a huge cast, and everybody gets like an introduction. And I thought that was amazing.
Same.
I thought it was great. The entire show is like doing the exact opposite of making every single character be as unnoticeable as possible.
Yeah.
Every single character becomes as white as a paper. Like from that point onwards. And like the show being so antithetical to their introductions was like, it's so painful to watch. Like I'm not even I'm putting aside all the like plot holes that it has, all the like random bad like animation moments, the music that was kind of like dull at most of the time.
Yeah.
Just like I'm putting everything aside. Just the fact that the show betrays its own introduction so hard was like, wow, this is like, I would just feel like sad, like being the person who made like the first 5 minutes and the rest of the show is like 2 completely different people.
I can see that. Yeah, I can see that. So, I mean, for what's worth, I didn't rate this show high, but I don't know. I thought that like the mystery of the village was enough for me to finish it.
It was enough for me to finish it, but they didn't really solve a mystery. They just created
that's true.
They just created like solutions and random like plot
Drop
points.
Mayoika in less than an episode.
Like the mist being like hallucinatory and and like somebody poisoning them. It was like, okay, it was. I still remember this because it was so tragic, but like this show was like,
what are we doing? We're doing
clusterfuck of ideas.
We're doing an anime like podcast thing, and I'm doing good, thank you.
Worst show of all time is Pupa.
Worst show of all time?
No, Pupa. There's like
Pupa. Pupa.
Bring it up in chat. So I just like point it.
Yeah, Utsu said that he dropped the Mayoika in less than 1 episode.
If somebody dropped Mayoika in 1 episode, they got everything they like could ever get from it, which is like the cool introductions and the cool rap that this one dude does for himself to introduce himself.
I remember that.
That's the one good moment.
Very harsh on Gun Gale, but I kind of agree, even though I think I scored it a little higher. Citrus, hard agree on Citrus being a 2. Yep. Pretty trash show. Air Manga Sensei, it was bad, but I liked it because I like voice actors, and this show was stacked with voice actors. But otherwise, it was a bad show. What else do we have?
I can see that. I couldn't even come to appreciate the voice acting in it because like I didn't get to that level with the show.
Let's see here. I don't think I have anything else. Kenja no Mago. Did I watch this? I think I started Kenja no Mago and then I didn't finish it. Okay, so oh man, it took me all the way back to the top of your thing. Let's see. Yeah, so I mean, if I could score a show separately based on like different categories in the show as opposed to just one like overall score, I would rather do that. Because like I was saying for Eromanga Sensei, right? I did not care. I really didn't care about the show like at all, but I love the voice actors because, you know, I've been following voice actors for years and there were so many like really top tier voice actors in that show that I watched the whole thing. But you can only give like an overall score, so
yeah, like what I try to do is like sometimes think how like relevant like that category is for the anime. So like if voice acting is because like characters is like really important, like bringing up like characters is like really important for that show, so I would like give it more like space in the rating. But I get what you mean.
That makes a lot of
you were talking about like shows that were carried by voice actors, and before I knew Blaze Blue was a game, I watched a show called Blaze Blue Alter Memory, which apparently is one of the biggest shit posts of all time.
Yeah.
And I only watched it because like the voice actors are like insane in that show. Like every single voice actor I like almost every single one, it was in that show. So I was like, okay, sure, I'll check it out. And I watched it. It was like one of the weirdest things I've ever watched. And like 8 years later, I think, or 9 years later, I realized Blaze Blue is a game. Like I didn't even know till like I was till like 2 years ago, I think, that Blaze Blue was a game.
So I have a question for you. You gave Darling in the Franxx a 3, and a lot of people like this show. So the average score on Mal is 7 point something, and I actually like I didn't finish the show, but from what like I watched, I don't know, 20 of the 24 episodes, and I liked what I was seeing. So I kind of just want to hear your opinion on why you gave it a 3.
Wait, did you get to the? You're not gonna finish it, right?
You know, is it worth it for me to even go back and watch those last 4 episodes?
I mean, I don't think so, but
okay.
I am not recommending.
You can spoil it. Yeah, I think everyone in chat.
If you got to the aliens part. I don't remember what episode.
No, I did. That's before. Yeah, that's before episode 20.
Okay.
People like the beginning, but at some point the community agrees it's dumpster fire. Yeah, this was 6 for me. Oh really?
Like Gurren Lagann.
What was your most unpopular anime opinion?
Like teenagers.
We'll circle back to that one,
like,
Eddie.
Mixing it like with what's it called?
Yeah.
The Eva thing.
Yeah.
Where like you put people in robots and how like that like supposed to like be an allegory for like their physical conditions and things like that. And then you add like all the sexual innuendos to it, which have
those were so dumb. They were so dumb.
Dude, the aliens were like such a huge meme in the end. Like I didn't even that like I watched so much anime and that still hit me out of nowhere. Like I didn't see that one coming. Yeah. I thought Darling in the Franxx was like here are like the problems I had with it.
Okay.
Okay. Action wasn't good for like a show that's like quite heavily like I thought the action was like not good.
Yeah.
Okay. Characters were
they were
nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
There was like one interesting character. I'm gonna look for it on the screen. Where is he? It's not you. You were planned.
Not the main character, right?
No, not the main character.
Not the main character.
It was the fat boy.
Futoshi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was like the one character that I thought was like kind of okay. The friend was like super typical I am friend character. 02 was like I am the character that you're supposed to like and make like I don't know, body pillows of or something.
I'm sure many
body
pillows
like
were made
a class representative girl.
Yeah.
Which you can know she's the class representative because she has blue hair. That's her character.
Is that that's the common trait for all class representatives?
It's a common thing.
Okay.
And like all sorts of other characters are like I am the guy who is bad at the start but actually is very insecure guy character. I don't know. Like the characters were like terrible. It's such a character-centered show.
Yeah.
Like the
Well,
story was
okay.
paced
So
weird
I
as
agree.
well.
I agree. And the thing is that what's surprising is that in 24 episodes, they didn't even get through half the cast in like even like kind of deep way. Like, you know what I mean? So basically none of the characters have like a really deep story arc.
True.
And it's like with the amount of episodes that they had enough time to at least focus on a few characters, and I think that they just try to go too wide too fast.
Thing is, like they lost themselves with like the story elements that they tried to introduce, and then like they forgot they need to develop their characters.
Yeah.
They never did character development alongside story, by the way, which is something like it's not easy necessarily to do, but in these kind of shows, like you have to do it. It has to be like correlated, but they always separated. Like if you look at the show, like scenes that are like story scenes, like characters stop existing, then like for character development supposedly scenes, it's like always the scenes where they show them like walking around like the school in the beginning, or like suddenly like they go on like to like the showers if it's like for the girls, or like it was very like separated. Like they never like threw out like battles or things like that, which would be like more the case with shows like Evo or Gurren Lagann. Like never like during the time where like story kind of progresses, the character come to any like major or like important even realizations about anything.
I see.
In this show, so that was like, oof, big oof.
Yeah, I see. Maybe there is a good reason why I didn't finish the last few episodes.
Yeah, I just kept going because the show again was so popular. I had to like stand my ground and have like I needed the facts so I can fight other people. But when they introduced aliens, I was already ready to drop the show.
I think a lot of people were probably ready to drop it at that point because hold on, let me read my chat real quick. People are saying that like a lot of people were making it a meme basically by the end of the show because of the aliens.
Dude, it was a very good meme.
Yeah. Apparently Utsu has some very hot takes. I don't know if it's about Darling in the Franxx or not, but yeah.
Okay. We can hop on the Discord later.
We can chat later. I mean, apparently the voice actor for Ichigo caught a lot of shit for some episode that I don't remember which.
The voice act? Wait,
yeah.
I'm looking at her. Like, I thought the voice acting in the show was kind of good, actually.
Maybe.
Like it wasn't bad or anything, at least.
Mm-hmm. Can see 02 alienating lots of people though. In what way? I'm not sure how.
Wait, again, sorry?
No, it's just saying that he can see 02 alienating lots of people. Not really sure in what way, but I'm thinking that we should just scroll through your thing just really fast because we're going kind of over time a little bit. Well, one thing that I did want to bring up though is what is your most unpopular anime opinion? Do you have one?
My most unpopular one?
Yes.
I
promise chat that
trying
I
to
would
think if
circle
that's
back
like
to
a
this
show
question.
being good or a show being bad in this case. Like,
I don't think it necessarily needs to be like tied to a show.
Oh, like just like in general, what's
just
like
like you're just like your in general anime take that is 0% correct. No. We're 100% correct here, even if our takes are bad.
What's like my most unpopular take?
I don't know. Let me think about. It could be a show. I'm trying to think.
I'm trying to think if it would be like a show or like an idea, basically.
Yeah, same. I hadn't actually thought about this before. Let me think.
Yeah, Evo 3.0 is a masterpiece. Okay. And the next movie is gonna be a masterpiece as well.
Wait, isn't the next movie coming out like this season?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Dude,
look
Acid, fight me. Fight me.
Apparently Acid is not he's not on board with your scoring.
Hey.
Yeah.
People are mad.
I would like to see Utsu's anime list though. If he wants to drop it in the chat. Wait, hold on.
Wait,
Did it?
Utsus or assets?
No, well, Utsus, because he was saying earlier that he doesn't normally give shows below a 5 all that easy, but apparently he doesn't have a Mal. Unfortunate. We're gonna have to make. We're gonna have to make him a Mal.
A show below a 5 just as like in the same level that I would give a show like above like a 6.
Sure.
Like I'm just like, if you look at my ranks, I feel like if you look like at the curve,
dude,
the curve is pretty like.
Yeah, it's just saying that your grading triggers him. That's funny, dude.
What's like an unpopular?
We haven't. I don't know if we posted our Aldnoah Zero. I haven't watched Aldnoah Zero, but I heard people that like that show.
Wait, what show?
Aldnoah Zero. You gave it a 3. You gave it a 3, but I can't say anything about that because I've heard that people like it, so I don't know if it's good or not.
I mean, oh wait, like I don't know if that's like an unpopular opinion, but I feel like
Sure.
what's it called? Like everything sci-fi.
Yeah.
Is either trash or like 9 and above. There's no like average sci-fi.
Okay, I can see that.
Average sci-fi doesn't exist. It's like it's either like an Aldnoah Zero or it's a Bebop. Okay.
Sure.
There's nothing in the middle, and everything that's like the Gundam, it's in the first category. Okay. Not a 10.
You know what? I actually think I found something that we disagree on. So New Game you gave a 4. I actually rated New Game pretty highly.
It's the same reason as Shirobako.
Okay, I can see that. Like it's
okay.
kind of sort of like a documentary. Yeah, I would say
like,
New Game is sort of in the documentary category. Yeah, so I agree with Utsu. He gave it a 9. I also gave it a 9 because same thing as Shirobako. It's kind of sort of in
Shirobako
that.
I gave it 6. I didn't give it a 4 because it's better than New Game.
No. But we're talking about like it's in that category of like.
Yeah, it's just
you just gotta like that
I
type
appreciate them as shows. They're just not for me because I'm 9. Just
Lyrin's hating on your 4 out of 10 for Shirobako, dude. That's funny. So wait, hold on. What's let me see. Chat saying okay. So Grandy's unpopular opinion is that she hates ReZero partly because of Subaru. But you also hate Amelia. Interesting. So I guess.
Hey, hating Amelia is like a syndrome of liking the wrong girl. That's all I'm gonna say. There's nothing to hate about Amelia.
No, I mean, I don't know if we've talked about ReZero at length on stream, and I want to.
No, we never did.
Yeah, we could talk about it a little bit now as like our wrap up, I guess. Wait, hold on. I just saw something. Why don't you like Hoseki no Kuni? You gave it a 4. Do you remember?
I think it estranged me a bit. Hoseki no Kuni is one of these shows that I'm willing to give another chance.
Okay.
But when I watched it, it was just like,
okay,
this is trying to make bigger points than it has any business doing.
I can see
That's
that.
how it felt to me.
I think, I think that this is one of those shows where it's like, why are all the characters girls? Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Because the thing is that like,
we know why, right?
It's not. No, well. Yes, we know why, but my point is that it's not a harem, right? Because the monk dude is not like, he's more like their dad, really. We're talking about Hoseki no Kuni, and the thing is that, like, okay, so we know why all the girls are girls, but this is just one of those shows that could have benefited from having a more diverse cast. So
yeah, but would they have enough time to kind of explore a more diverse cast?
No, I don't think so. I think that that's why this is one of the shows that I really want a second season for, because there's a lot of stuff that they don't talk about with the people from the moon or wherever the heck it is that they're from.
Yeah, like.
So I will say though that one of the things
if
that
it gets another season, I'm willing to watch the first season again.
Yeah.
But like, given like all the like content we have for it right now, I feel pretty comfortable leaving it in 4 because like it was like extremely unenjoyable for me as like a show.
I guess yeah, you know, I can see that. Now the one thing that I will say is I thought that this is one of the best CGs that I've seen in a while.
True. The CG was amazing.
Yeah.
and it's actually one of the like the breakthroughs I think in CG, like for anime in general.
Really smooth CG. I don't have any complaints there. Okay, so then let's go back to.
Were we talking about ReZero?
We were talking about ReZero, so let's just wrap up with ReZero. Let's spend like 5 minutes on that, and then we'll call the show for today.
Okay.
So then, so ReZero, I think that like, I don't actually know what the common opinion is on Subaru, because I know that Subaru he's just kind of meant to suffer, right? Like he's not supposed to be strong. Like his whole thing. This is
we actually talked a bit about him.
I think like, we talked a little bit. You know what, we did talk a little bit about him, because I remember specifically telling you that one of Subaru's quote unquote superpowers is not his return from death ability, it's his mental fortitude, that he has the superhuman ability to power through a lot of this crap that is affecting him in a way that other people would not be able to. And the key counter character, like the foil to that, would be Amelia, because Amelia goes through a lot of crap too, and she can't handle it, right? And that's one of the main points of the latest season, season 2 that aired in summer.
Yep.
Right. So now, okay, so chat's saying that his entitled attitude at the start is super annoying, and I will agree on that.
Wait, why is that annoying?
I think that he's an annoying character, but I don't think that makes him a bad character. I don't know what your thoughts are on that.
Like, okay. So my thoughts, like, it makes even more sense at the second season, but already like at the first season, it was like, kind of understood. Like, he's coming. He's aware that he's like in a video game setting.
Yeah.
And like a lot of his attitude towards people changes based on like how much he realizes they are real people. Like in the beginning, like he starts in this point where like, oh cool, I'm like a main character or whatever, and the more he dies there, he realizes also like how small he is and like how powerless he is. I really agree with what you said about like about Subaru, and as well like Liran is also adding like he's just going for a lot of shit. Nobody, like, no real character would go for everything that Subaru went for and wouldn't like break mentally like at some point. So yeah, that's a thing. He's saying Amelia has PTSD. Yeah, she does, and the difference between them is that he's like pushing forward and she can't, which is okay. I like Amelia, by the way, as a character.
I do like Amelia too. Yeah.
People who don't like Amelia usually are people who like Rem and think like Amelia is like the fault for Rem not getting love, but the fault is with Rem being a simp.
So now, well, okay, sure, keep going. I have a comment, but keep going.
And yeah, like Amelia's arc is still like ongoing, right? Yeah. Also, it's still set up. Yeah. So yeah, we don't really know what Amelia is struggling to deal with. Like, we know something is like going on with like her being half.
Yeah.
Like, and we know people like really hate her race. So like she has to have been through something.
We know some things, and so I don't know if you watched the OVA that was specifically about Amelia, because that gave some tidbits of her history.
Yeah. But it's still like still kind of like in shadows, like what's the specifics.
For sure.
She's like a hard time to deal with.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. But the OVA gave some insight into the fact that, you know, she's struggled with a lot of discrimination as she's grown up. So no, but so Grandy in my chat pointed out something interesting though, was that you know, she doesn't understand how come Subaru clings to this idea that he's in love with Amelia when he doesn't know anything about her. And I actually have to agree with this, because at the start of season 1, Amelia saves him, right? I think this is part of the reason why he's attached to her in the first place. But then, you know, at every point in time after that, Amelia doesn't really give a shit about him. And Rem is the person who he ends up getting close with. I mean, yes, granted, she did kill him a couple times, but she had her good reasons for doing so. And Subaru, being the person that he is with his superhuman mental strength, was able to get past that and then befriend her. And so, like, it kind of doesn't really make sense to me, like why he didn't really want to recognize Rem as being, you know, someone really like that he could open up with more. I don't know, like he just, I thought that he had a very like a weird attachment to Emilia. I don't know.
Okay.
It was a little
attachment
odd.
to Emilia subject.
Sure.
One, yes, she saves him.
Yeah.
Two is also like, in my opinion, like if we think about Subaru, like it seems like from his flashback arcs, he's been kind of a shut-in.
Yes.
And as well, like he's probably like not so wanted in his society. I feel like he's seeing Emilia, a person who's like unwanted but still is trying in her own society. I feel like that's something he appreciates in her.
Okay, I can see that.
He sees her as somebody who deals with something he couldn't. That's why he wants to support her so much, I think. And that's what makes him so strong in that world.
You know what? That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense, actually, because you know how she's going through her whole thing where she's trying to become royalty or something? I can't remember exactly.
Like she like there's like the election.
There's the election thing, right? And so
it's gonna be a tournament arc.
And yeah, exactly. And she doesn't want to be there. She doesn't care really for a lot of that. Well, that's not true. That's not true.
Like she doesn't care for her. She cares for like to help other people.
Yes.
Which is like in contrast to his selfish like perception, which is another thing he appreciates in her.
Yeah, you explained it better than I could have. So I can see why he would like her because of that. But
and like that like contrasts to Rem, which is like Rem is like a very different character to Subaru, which is why he doesn't really connect with her as much. I don't think it has to do with the fact she killed him. He really loves her as a friend and she's like really important to him. But Rem's like point of view is very different to his. Like on the world, I think.
She's very straightforward. You know, she sees a problem, she takes care of it. That's kind of how I see Rem, anyways. Same thing with Ram, really. You know, they're both kind of like problem solvers. Like if they see some kind of issue, they're just gonna do something about it.
And about like ReZero in general.
Yeah.
Like I know ReZero is like it has a lot of flaws, but it's just one of these shows that the flaws are not really important about the show. The show is like the mystery part and like it being like a attention machine is just so good. And like as a structure it works really well. So I'm willing to like gloss over a lot of like for people like somebody said like ReZero is like reshit or something in my chat.
That's funny.
It has like all sorts of like flaws for sure.
Yeah.
I feel like they don't matter for like the way the show is structured. It's like for you to get hooked on like the mystery elements of it and like the psychological elements of it.
Yeah.
Which I feel like they're doing a great job exploring.
I agree. And I think that's why I like the second season so much, because when they were going more, I don't know if this is like spoiler territory, probably not, but they go more into the lore of the witches. And that's part of the mystery that they started in the first season that I really wanted to know more about.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I thought the second season was also like way like it really elevated the show for me. Also like bringing up a point here, which usually like I remember to bring up. Rem, like in Subaru, is weird because timelines.
Why is that?
She shouldn't remember as much as she actually does when she says she loves him. Because like a lot of her memory shouldn't exist. Of him.
Is that?
She doesn't have a lot of meaningful progression with him. It's like something I usually remember to bring up in like the.
So
Emilia makes more sense than Rem.
Okay. So maybe I'm not remembering it accurately, but I'm thinking like, you know, maybe this is something that I've actually discussed with someone else about, you know, because we see this Groundhog Day type of effect where Subaru has the ability to retry a scenario over and over again when he dies, right? And the thing is that, is it possible that maybe we're not seeing the entire story? In other words, like, are there times when maybe he's like died, gone back, or you know, just like stuff that is off screen, like off camera, you know, like this relationship development that maybe he has with Rem that just didn't happen like as the focal point of the show or whatever. Because
No,
this
I
is
don't think. I
yeah,
don't think that's their intention, because we're seeing checkpoint to checkpoint, right?
yeah, you know what? And the only reason why I'm bringing this up in the first place is because there is like a light novel source material, and I don't know just how much of it is cut for the sake of the anime. But like what I could see is that maybe Subaru just understands Rem on a much deeper level as a result of having gone back in time over and over again, where he can, you know, kind of accelerate their friendship to the point where in that one episode, you know, she's just like really open with him. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know anything from the source. Like I never read it.
I haven't read the source either, which is why I don't like know exactly.
I would just like disregard it in the conversation because it's not in the anime.
That yeah,
like I have no way to like address it.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, like I brought it up because that is something that does happen, right? Like sometimes the source just needs to get cut because there's not enough space for it. But in this case,
yeah,
like,
but then they would like change, like one would like change the anime to fit like whatever they were using.
that's true. So maybe it's not relevant here then.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like we're getting way off the time that we're shooting for.
Yeah.
So
well, I mean, there's some bits
Or-
at the beginning, and like I can do some editing,
Okay.
like a little bit, not too much, but yeah, I feel like we need another episode on top of this one about our list, like after we've gone back, and you
We can
know,
do it.
I probably need to rewatch some shows.
Hey, we got 2 shows on the watch party.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's true.
We're gonna
so,
do it.
so we have
Untitled is coming, and from the new world, Shinsekai Yori.
okay, so
Anybody
we have
wants to join, we're gonna set it up in like hopefully recent.
yeah,
like, time.
actually I had one person interested from my chat in doing a Discord like watch along. Okay, so actually there's multiple people in chat that would like to do some watch along type stuff. I don't know when we would be able to do it though. That would be fun.
Well, we will synchronize it, and we will like if we can like make a list of people who want to join. Like if there's people in your chat, we can like list them, and then we let everybody know. We try to synchronize the time.
Okay.
Nobody in my chat is saying he's interested, so just like pick up the names who say they're interested in yours.
Sure.
And I can like see how we sync it.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know how we're gonna so the idea of having this watch party is really fun, but I don't know how the heck we're gonna coordinate something like that.
We're gonna try and get as many people as we can, and if we can't get everyone, that's
because the thing is that
happens.
you know, like time zones is a thing, right? So like obviously
Yeah,
it's
true.
like almost 2 a.m. for me, and it's like, you know, noon for you or something. So we can't just casually have a watch party at 2 a.m. all the time, but at least for me.
We'll
figure it
make
out.
work.
We'll figure it out.
We have a lot of times where we find everybody is awake for some reason,
Yeah, we'll think about it.
and the weekends are always there for that.
Yeah, for sure. We definitely have to do it on a weekend because otherwise I will be busy with work, most likely. I actually, I might free up and have a easier schedule in like next month, like in February, but not sure yet. So we'll see.
Okay.
So do we have a plan for our next show? I guess. Oh yeah. We're just gonna be talking about like new shows, right?
Most likely, yeah.
Okay, that sounds good to me.
I think so, right? Because it's gonna be extremely stacked in like first episodes.
Yeah. Do we have any like closing comments about the? Do you want to just save anything like Attack on Titan related for next episode?
I like what's happening in Attack on Titan.
I guess that's all we can
That's
say,
my
right?
that's my hot take. Okay.
I don't know if that's a hot take, but yeah, same.
It's flaming inside me. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can watch it, Leon. It's finally ending.
Still haven't seen Attack on Titan new season. It's real good.
Okay, that's all I have. Also, I think the ED is insane.
Yeah.
Like I've been listening to it a lot lately.
I'm not a
and
huge fan of the OP though.
It's really hard.
I don't know about you.
Not a huge fan.
I'm not a huge fan of the OP.
Possibly, maybe besides Red Swan, I think it's the best OP. I think Red Swan is like the best, but it's up there.
Okay.
I really like the choir kind of feel to it in the beginning with the kids.
Yeah.
And the animation is astonishing. I really like how they changed.
Animation is always great. You know, with Attack on Titan, animation is always pretty up there.
Yeah, but they changed studios, so that's why. Like now, like I want to bring it up again.
Ah, okay.
So like they kept like their own Mappa style, but they integrated it into the Attack on Titan animation.
Gotcha. All right.
Okay.
Let's see. Is there anything? Let me just read through chat real quick and see if there's anything else that we want to just sneak in here. Yeah, so it's wants to watch Shinsekai, huh?
I don't know. People are talking about my white theme.
Oh yeah. Mine's also white themed, and I want to like style it so it's cool like yours, but I don't know how. So I'll figure that out at some point, and we'll come back, you know, maybe like next year and roast each other's mouths again.
We'll get to it at some point.
Yeah, because we'll have plenty to talk about this season for sure.
It's basically like I just saw how you do it. You go to like style and like the settings. You go to style. There's like modern and classic.
Oh, I must be on classic. I must be on classic.
Here.
Okay. Well, I think that's all that I have for today. I mean, we talked a lot, and it was 100% correct anime takes.
Yeah. We're gonna watch it.
Everyone got roasted in some capacity. So so yeah, next episode, 2 weeks from now. Probably same-ish time, right?
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Then that's it. Peace everyone.
Peace.
We're done here today. We don't have
We're
outros.
not doing anymore. I'm gonna play some Doki Doki in like a couple hours.
I keep saying, you know, I keep saying that we're gonna have like some kind of like cool animated outro or something like that, but you know, I haven't gotten around to making it. I'll make one. I'll make one.
Maybe.
All right. Yep. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going now. So
we're out.
You
Peace.
can stay in chat if you want.
Yes.
Like,
Thanks everyone for coming by and chatting today. That was actually a really fun discussion. A lot of hot takes and unpopular opinions. I didn't give my unpopular opinion. I don't know if I have one. You know what? I'll think of something solid for next episode. So, but I'm glad you had something, or at least chat had something.
Okay.
All right. Cool. All right.
Goodbye.
Peace. Goodbye.
Anime was a mistake.
Anime was a mistake. We'll fix it this year.
Okay.
All right. Later.